Welcome in, Aquarius. Here we go. Let's get to your message. Thank you to all of you who have supported this channel. I really appreciate it. Welcome to Auntie Chats and Tarot. I hope you like the channel. Hope it's helpful for you. Remember, not everything will resonate here, but take what does and leave the rest for somebody else, okay? Take what helps you to help yourself. Here we go, Aquarius. What's the message for you this week or today? Let's get into this. Messages for Aquarius. The Hangman, like that energy. The Fool in the reverse. The Page of Wands. The Five of Wands and Judgment. Yeah, I'm getting the picture here. Let's go down here with these, okay? So I feel like what you're looking at is, how do I get unstuck here? Yeah, this is a time that you're used to energy flowing and good things happening, and maybe not even good things, but let's say things happening fast, a pace you prefer. And I feel like right now things are slow for a reason. I feel like the divine is making things slow for you. Your spirit team, spiritually, you're being asked to slow down so you can take a real good look at life here. Gain some enlightenment on some things that maybe if you rush around you wouldn't see or don't have time to think of or think upon. Spirit's slowing it all down so you actually take the time you need here. Yeah, and to also view the problems that keep cropping up. It's like the same type of patterns with problems. Something about argumentative with others, arguments with others, but there's some sort of pattern here that keeps happening. Spirit's asking you to take a look at that. Whoa, yeah, the energy is kind of sporadic and unpredictable. Three of Pentacles is out here now, and the Ten of Wands. Spirit's asking you to take, or the energy is asking you to take a look at these collaborations that, you know, maybe they start out good and then they turn sour, or why did they start out sour? Something like that. What's happening? What seeds are you planting? How are you showing up? What is your part in this that then ultimately creates a burden for you, these relationships with others, you know? And look at past teams or past groups you've been with, and look at new groups. There's something that repeatedly happens for you in this area that Spirit's asking you to look at. It's been going on for a long time. Patterns. It's like, for some of you, you want to be free and you don't want to be told what to do, and you want to, you know, go against the grain and be a free spirit. And that's not always working in your environments. Yeah, find the harmony here with Lovers and the Four of Swords. Take a time out here to find the harmony. You know, for example, with the wild child, or free-spirited energy, rather. Or maybe it is wild child energy that's kind of getting in your way. You know, how can you be you, but also a version of you that gets along in situations that require getting along with others? Eight of Swords. Where do you need, what aspects do you need to kind of tone down a little bit, okay? And I feel like some of you are coming at this rebellious, like, why should I have to tone down anything? Agreed. I understand that concept, you know, show up authentically. But I feel like the message here is saying, tone down a little bit to make your life easier, you know, for the bigger picture, for the long haul, for just the simple fact that you want to have others feel, you know, like it's a good combination, you and them working together, something like that. What is a good version of you in multiple scenarios? And where do you need to maybe pull back a little bit? And pull back in a way where you don't feel like you're cheating yourself, but pull back in a way where you're like, yeah, now this is a good version of me also. Like that, okay? Something that needed nurturing that you didn't get is coming out in kind of a rebellious sort of way. But Spirit's saying, yeah, take it and refine it so that it's not so much in your face combative with others. It's still you. It's still authentically you, but it's more in conjunction with others. Yeah, and therein lies the abundance, because the Ace of Pentacles just flipped. Therein lies your abundance. Look about to relationships for a longer term, okay? And also I'm hearing, don't anticipate that the relationships aren't going to work. Oh, this never works out. I'm never good with this type of situation, this type of person. Take a step in another direction that's more like, how do I make this better? I'm a sharp individual. How do I show up authentically, but in a way that also helps me with these long-term situations, friendships, relationships, connections? Six of Pentacles out here, Seven of Swords in the reverse. Yeah. And don't for 1 minute think that change isn't good for you here. You know, change can be very good. Even if it's starting a dialogue. Look, this is how I would normally approach this. How do you feel about that? You know, and then listen. Listen to what the person's saying. And tweak. Something about little tweaks that don't take away from you authentically, but enhance you. Make life better for you as a whole, okay? Less conflict with others. Don't think you can't do this. Or don't think that it's not going to behoove you, you know, be beneficial to you. It is. It is going to be beneficial to you. Some of you are actually the argumentors. You start the argument. Spirit's saying, let that go. If that's like thinking things too much and then coming at something very defensive before you've even gotten your foot in the door or your, you know, feet on the ground with somebody, or the project hasn't even gotten off the ground, think about that. You know, overthinking can do a lot of destructive. You can assume things or do, premonitions of things that are yet to not even be, but you think that they are, and then you act in such a way that you bring them to fruition. You bring them towards you. Yeah. And also some of you feel like I put in too much effort. And some of you are. And then some of you are under the impression that it's kind of a victim mentality. Oh, I do too much. But really take a look at this Spirit is saying in the energy here and, you know, see how much others do. And you'll be surprised how much others are doing, and they're just staying quiet about it. You don't know about it because they just do it and they don't say anything. But in other cases, yeah, you are doing too much. So pull back there if you're feeling uncomfortable, or if that's what's making you feel like, I'm going to get in this person's face, or I'm going to tell them what's what. Do less. So you feel less of that angst to get in somebody's face. Yeah. And I'm feeling like the tension rising here. And maybe you even stutter a little bit in that mode. But I feel like the energy is saying, chill. Find what works for you that isn't this. Don't get angry before you even start with somebody, you know? Set your boundaries and know just how far you're going to go. And then stick to those. Think about the long term here and good relations. And don't overthink things. Six of Cups. I feel like this is maybe somebody in your past, probably family, that acted like this too. So you've picked this up and maybe aren't even aware of it. And that's why Spirit's saying at the start of this, take another look at this. Gain some enlightenment here. Spend some time thinking about these things that keep haunting you in the way of habit forming. And also, be aware of the habits that are forming. Some of you may just need some time to quiet the mind to see those. Okay, you've got the Ten of Swords out here now and the Ace of Swords. So things that need to end, current behaviors that aren't working, and the truth of the matter moving forward. End what habitually doesn't work for you. And see how that changes up the energy. Happiness, yeah, instead of a dark cloud. And also for some of you, maybe someone has been talking crap behind your back, you know, or that's happened a lot in, let's say, career. This is just an example. Could be personal, could be any kind of situation. Don't come to the table assuming that person you're speaking with already knows the goods on you, okay, or be nervous that something's going around that got to them. I feel like that isn't happening, and also, if it is, then just be prepared to say, there are two sides to every story, and I certainly don't condone that story. If you want to know more, ask me more specifics about that situation, and I'll be happy to tell you, because what you're hearing is a falsity or something like that. Have something in mind if you get the opportunity to talk about something in your past that you feel has been unfairly judged, or you feel the need to explain yourself. Justice, yeah, that's your justice, is speaking out, but you got to speak out in a manner that's not confrontational. It's more dialogue. It's more loosey-goosey. It's more light, okay? And it's more, like in the case of two sides to every story, or he said, she said, this is my life, and this is how I handled this situation, and none of that is true, or I felt like I was doing the best I could given the situation. Something like that you might find helpful. 5 of Swords. Yeah, because the truth of the matter is people have been competitive, or you've been in very competitive fields. But also, you're the last person standing a lot of the time, because you've got a lot of get up and go, and you've got a lot of fight. You've got a lot of strength. So Spirit's saying, take that, harness that strength, but use it intelligently, not combatively, intelligently. What else do we have here for Aquarius? Finn. I'm getting Finn is a name, maybe. 9 of Wands is out here now. Yeah, situations certainly have been draining in the past. But again, this is a nod to, and I'm hearing clearly, don't bring in that past mojo, that past energy into the present, or assume it's there. Assume it's going to arrive before you. Your reputation precedes yourself type thing. Don't go in thinking that. Go into situations thinking, yeah, this person wants the best out of me too, and I want the best out of them, because we want an equally beneficial, successful result. Yes, Ace of Swords. Cut out any of the negativity. Cut out any of the... there's a little bit of being paranoid here, that a reputation or problems are going to follow you or arrive before you. Let that go. Try and let that go. Oracle, woo! Oh yeah, because people really do want, with exchanging gifts, I feel like the energy is people do want to make things work with you, okay? So be of that intent also. I feel like you've been on your own a lot. You've had to be, so it's kind of hard. But this is the fork in the road. Think these things through. It's very clear what I feel like the energy is saying here, what your divine team is saying to you. Take the time to think this all through, so you're not just reacting the way you've always reacted. This is a message of breathe, get quiet. Oh my God, and the following card is just perfect. And don't keep doing the same things over and over again, expecting a different result. But look at it round and round. That's what this talks about. But look at the situations, look at the patterns, look what you're allowing. Make changes for a better outcome, a better long-term, for better relations with others. And therein lies the success. That's your message, Aquarius. I like it, and I'm being told, yeah, just take a time out right now. Think these things through. Eye on the prize, and how do you get there? And how do you show up authentically, but a better version of you, enhanced version of you, to get to that eye on the prize and to help others get there too. Yeah. You're on the right path. And it has to do with embracing the community. So it's not all about you, which we talked about, that you're, used to it. And this is good for you. Get more in with others. Cohesively. That's your message, Aquarius. Please do like, share, subscribe, comment. I love reading the comments. I love the interaction. Hope this has been helpful. Please do join me again. We'll be back doing another message for you in a few days here, Aquarius. Thank you for joining me. And until next time, let's remember who we are, and let's remember our self-worth.